Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation with practicing meditation. So, when it comes to meditation, it's mainly mental practice. So when it comes to mental practice, there are two ways according to the Buddhism. So one is called tranquility meditation, another one called vipassana meditation. So tranquility meditation helps us to calm down our mind, tranquilize the mind, and bring the mind to one place. And it's another way it called collective awareness. Why it called collective awareness? Because our awareness is already within us, but it's scattered. It's everywhere. It's going to several parts. One part go to past, another one go to future, another one even in the present moment with eye object, ear object, nose object. So kind of like that. Because of that, what happens, in the moment that whatever you try to understand, you can't get the best out of the moment because your awareness not in one place. So then collective awareness means from the beginning you have to have ability to bring this awareness to one place. There are many methods for that. So one way is you select one mental object and focus your mind again and again and again. So once you start to focus like that, what happens? Your mind start to go here and there because it used to be like that. So then you have to have the effort to bring it back again and again and settle down with your primary mental object. So then by the time you are capable to keep your awareness in one place. So as our primary mental object, we always take the breathing. So when it comes to breathing, observing inhalation, exhalation, it is not controlling the breathing. It is not interfering with this natural process of inhalation, exhalation. It is not dreaming about it. It is not thinking about it. So you have to understand it very carefully. Because most of time when it comes to observing inhalation, exhalation, we try to disturb to that natural process. So what you need to do, you have to be aware about it. When it comes to that awareness, you put the attention, but it is not, you put too much effort towards the sensation, because then what will happen? You get tired by the time. Just imagine you close your eyes and you put too much attention to this, then by the time your whole nerve system start to get tired, your neck and your shoulders get tired. But putting awareness, you close your eyes and just allow inhalation to exhalation to happen. And when it happens, you just recognize it. Even while you're sitting here like this, you just keep watching the screen, or maybe you listening. But in case, just imagine if you start to look like this and put too much attention, what happens? How long you can be there like that? Maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Then by the time your back, your eyes, this whole face, this everything start to get tired. But you keep the distance, you keep relaxed, and you don't put too much attention to the energy to your eyes, and you keep watching. So same thing, once you close your eyes, you don't put too much attention and simply just allow it to happen. When it happens, you recognize it. So this simple method, you have to master. Otherwise, by the time you may get tired, and then you give up practice. So more and more you have to keep this internal comfort, and you have to be more relaxed rather than get tight, rather than put too much effort. Keep the comfort, relax, but not too much relax. If you put too much relax, then you become lethargic, then you fall into sleep. So then you have to balance the energy. That is very necessary. And then when it go to the vipassana level, so deeply within your moment of experience, the whatever the thought arise, and whatever the feelings arise, whatever the sound arise, so whatever the moment of experience, you recognize it, and at the same time, without responding to it, you observe. So deeply, thoroughly, when you observe, when you analyze it, you will see it arise itself and it will go away. And other thing is that there is a part of the mind also interfering with that, because without mind, you can't experience the world. That is where you, in the vipassana level, when you go into introspection, when you look inside, you see the very condition of your inside mind will change the condition of experience. According to the way your mind change, that whatever you experience will change. So understanding that basic principle will change your day-to-day point of view regarding the world. And then more and more you have become aware about the mind. So that is one thing when you deeply observe this introspection, when you come to the vipassana, you recognize. So then how the mental condition happens? So the mental condition that basically depend on these 5 hindrance, and when you tranquilize the mind, that means these 5 hindrance go down. And at the same time, your form, feelings, perception, volition, recognition, then deeply that your own inner cankers, mental formations, memory, the way you think about the world or the perception, and the very condition of your thoughts, and that all you can recognize, and then you see that moment of experience mean this all come together, and then it come together, and then by the time it will go away. So then the very experiencer come as a result of inside-outside connection, and at the same time, the experiencer also changing moment by moment, moment by moment. So this very mechanism, understanding this, observing this, give deeper wisdom for yourself to not to hold it to anything. And then you can see the very nature of impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. So once you are capable to see that within your own experience, you withdraw from grasping or the clinging or holding or anchoring or harboring towards the feelings. So this is the process that little by little you can go deeper. And at the same time, that is practice. So the practice very necessary, but at the same time, in day-to-day life, to develop this spiritual foundation, you have to have some basic principle outside the cushion, outside the sitting. So one is this spiritual friendship, developing a spiritual network is very necessary. It's not 24/7 always, but sometimes you need that. So then always see around you. There are different kind of people, like circles in you. So you have a doctor, you have a dentist, and you are normally go to groceries, and you go to farmer, the market, and at the same time you have a tailor, and maybe you know handyman, maybe you know a plumber, electrician. So like that, you know certain people circle around you. You know mechanic. So it's kind of like when situation come, you know who to call. So like that, you have to have someone for your spiritual practice. Always you have to remember that to brush up that connection, keep that connection. So fundamentally, that is the the very foundation for your practice. So more and more you have to increase, develop, and make a strong and make bigger that circle. Spiritual friendship. And you have to be more clear about it. And it's always better if you can find somebody who kind of like you can follow, or you can get advice, you can learn something, or you can share something, whoever more deep kind of like understand you. So like that. Another thing is listening to Dhamma. So when it comes to that, especially if you are capable to listen to the sutras, Tripitaka, and wise people, so nowadays it is very easy for you. But at the same time, you have to be very careful not to follow just the followers, or if they have the million views, that doesn't mean it is a good talk to listen. Because sometimes getting million views or more than that, even there are some videos, it's go viral, but it doesn't make any sense. So that's why you have to be very careful, especially when you follow social media. So this all the facilities nowadays we have around us to find who to listen. And sometimes we think, oh, it makes sense. Of course, it is good if you know somebody make sense, but especially you have to see out of that teachings, is that person showing you how to get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. That is the main thing that you have to look. Another thing is, you have to always look around and see, is it so us how we can get out of this suffering? How we can slowly come closer to our liberation or enlightenment? Is it a clear path for you? Is it possible to practice, and is it a place that during this lifetime you can gain? Before you die. It's not about, oh, after you die, you go there or here. It's not about that. Before you die, in this very lifetime. So like that, you have to be careful about it. Another one is the third quality that you always have to have. You have to have the very wise consideration. And whatever you heard, whatever you listen, whatever you read, whatever you practice, and you have to always reflect on this and wisely reflect on it, not with the blind faith, not because it said like that. And you have to see the very method of it. And you have to put your 100% clear attention and recognize it. How? There are examples like how the goldsmith examine the gold. Like imagine somebody bring piece of gold and tell this is a piece of gold. Just saying that, the goldsmith not going to believe that. Or somebody bring a gem and give it to gem cutter and tell this is this kind of valuable gem. But saying that, oh, even the whole society tell that, even other people tell that, the gem cutter not going to believe it. What he does, he take it and examine it many different ways, putting the laser and examine and touching it and look very carefully and washing, rubbing, and maybe take some another piece of iron or maybe try to scratch it. So use all the method to see, is this real gold or is it a real gem? So that is what called wise consideration. So then yourself, what you hear regarding your practice, what you read regarding your practice, you have to have that wise consideration. Method that is kind of like deeply analyzing the method, not what you think. You have to be detached from that what you practice, and then you have to observe it, not believing, oh, this is what I practice, because of that this should be good. No. So you have to detach from it and you have to look into it separately. Otherwise, sometimes because what we practice, what we believe, we always think it is right. That's why whatever the bad people, even whatever they do, they always believe it is right. Even sometimes serious killer, he kill people and he kill because he believe it is doing that, it is right. Terrorists or drug dealers, they also believe that what they're doing is right. So like that, sometimes our misunderstanding, our wrong understanding, we believe that is right. So that's why when you examine it, when you put to wise consideration, it is, you have to detach from that thinking, this is my. No, you have to just see the very method of it. And that way, you can see how that system works. This is what called yoniso manasikara. Wise consideration, wise reflection, clear attention. But most of time we have unwise attention, unwise consideration, unwise reflection. That means sometimes if our friend says something, if we feel it good like that, and we start to believe it, we start to follow that because our parents told us, and a lot of people believe that. So like that. But here, this practice, you can't do like that way. So always bring that wise consideration to yourself. And then the other one is the fourth one, it called Dhamma Patipada. So that's mean you have to have ability to put all the theories to practice. Because we know many theories. As Dhamma, we have many knowledge. But you have to look, can you put it to practice? Oh, otherwise, it's just a knowledge. Just a knowledge doesn't work. Can you put it to practice? And when it comes to Dhamma, what is the meaning of, what is the very analytical knowledge or analytical understanding meaning by Dhamma here? So the Dhamma is one is called what you hold, what you practice, what you believe. That all called Dhamma. And when it comes to this analytical knowledge, Dhamma means here, so one is causation, cause and effect, that know about the theory of cause and effect, cause and conditions, causality. So you hold it to that. When you look into something, you don't look with the self-centered mind. You see with the mechanism of cause and effect. And other one is Dhamma, means the Buddha's teaching. So as you know, there are many, like Tripitaka and categorized, there are many books. So you take it as the Dhamma. And the Buddha's words, you take as the Dhamma. So whatever the verses that you hear, like this Pali verses, mind is the Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. So the mind is the Purana. Mind is the creator. So like that Buddha's words. So you take as Dhamma. And other one is Noble Eightfold Path. Also we take as Dhamma. And when it comes to this Noble Eightfold Path, it's about how to keep balance your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. And another one is about this the karmic theory about wholesome actions and unwholesome actions. So that also, when it comes to analytical knowledge, that also you can take as the Dhamma. So Dharma has many meanings, categories, but when you put it to practice means you put this analytical knowledge to practice. What are those? You put causality to practice. You put Buddha's teaching to practice. You teach Buddha's word to practice. You put Eightfold Path to practice. You put this wholesome action, unwholesome action, karmic theory to practice. If you can do that also take you to the wisdom. So these four methods, these four pillars, fundamentally take you to the liberation. At least it's take you to the very close to the liberation as a path. So then from there, you more and more your conscious decision interference. It's kind of like it take you to the in front of the door or the gate. So to enter, you have to take a conscious decision. Otherwise, it is not like take you there. No, this is the path. So one is the spiritual friendship. Another one is listening to Dhamma. No, it doesn't matter whatever you know, that if you look at the history of the Buddhism, during Buddha's time, there were a lot of wise people, but until they heard the Dhamma, they didn't. They are very wise people, but somehow when they heard it, that is where they recharge. So like that, when you hear more and more deeper Dhamma, that is where you awake. It's like closing eyes. Look at, the sun, maybe 100,000 million suns, moons around you. But if your eyes there, but if it is closed, you can't see it. So the hearing is kind of like you open eyes and it's give the ability to see it. So that's why practicing listening, or rather than just listening to your inner voice, listening to this outside Dhamma is very necessary. And not only that, wise consideration yourself. Not to just blind faith, believing with the blind faith. And other one is put it to practice. So when it comes to put it to practice, that whatever your knowledge. So what is this critical analytical knowledge regarding the Dhamma? Cause and causality. So if you don't know what is causality, learn about it. So there are many informations about. So these all 5 categories belong to the Dhamma. When you say, I know the Dhamma means, this is what mean when it comes to analytical knowledge. Causality, cause and conditions, cause and effect. Another one is the Buddha's teaching, is Tripitaka. You can't go into deeper all the sutras maybe, but little bit, even just the background or what is there, simply you can know little understanding about it. And the Buddha's word, everywhere that you can see many ways that even very simple words. And theory about the wholesome and theory about the karma, wholesome, unwholesome action. And if you know that, if you can put it to practice, and that's mean you are practicing Dhamma. So if you break this all the rules but you just keep closed eyes once a while and observe breathing, and then you tell, I am practicing Dhamma. No. That's wrong. So now you know what is practicing Dhamma. You practice meditation, but that doesn't mean you practice Dhamma. So Dhamma means what? You put yourself with your bodily, verbally, mentally action, you put this analytical knowledge to practice. So now you know what is analytical knowledge. If you don't know, learn about it. And then you know little by little. So it will help you to deeper go into this vipassana knowledge. It expand your capacity of wisdom, understanding. It will take you out of this narrow-minded, self-centered, egocentric mindset. You become more open. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And as I mentioned, don't put too much attention, but be aware about the sensation. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this, with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddhang Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya bhangotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu Ittavata cammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe bhuta sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Bless you.